Why not? We got a heater blowing. We got loud cars driving by. We got all the above. Okay, so, and this is actually, let me close this. This is going to take a minute. We'll close that stream. It looks like it's good. And we'll go ahead and go over to this stream, although that was turned on. So, the idea for today, it's not going to be a long one. We're wrapping up here, end of the day. But I'll at least get this out of the bag o' tricks to show people. So, testing something new out today. We got this. I think in fact I may shift over to specifically this one, the one I already have, and another camera of this type. Although, when you have $1,000, you know, mirrorless camera or DSLR, that you can get a very clean HDMI output from it to go to your capture card to do these streams, the image quality is much better. Ideally, I would love to have 3 of these and capture 3 HDMI inputs direct out of a mirrorless camera. But, yeah, I don't have, you know, $2 more grand to get 2 more of these. So we're testing out something similar to this camera, or something similar to this one. Here we have this one you're seeing now is a Microsoft LifeCam HD 3000. I think it's $30-$40 camera. And then another similarly priced camera at $49. It is, what is it? Let's get the box. Logitech C920. However, one is more designed for streaming than the other. This is what we're looking at now. You would see a picture of this in the thumbnail. However, depending on the position of the cameras, I always add something to webcams. And what that is it's like I cut out a piece of aluminum. You might be able to see it. Piece of aluminum on top of the camera. What that does, it's kind of like a lens hood on an actual camera. However, I don't want to block light from the sides and below, just the top, because of the extremely bright. We have shop lights here, but the shop lights are running LED bulbs versus the conventional fluorescent bulbs, and that's to avoid flicker. We may actually get some flicker in this, but I don't think we will. So, testing out a new camera, Logitech C920, and the problem you run into, I think you can run 2 of these on one computer, and then I would have to buy another similar model if I want to get similar image quality, because there is a noticeable difference between the Microsoft LifeCam here and then this cam here, the C920 Logitech. Super noticeable difference with color, the focus, the exposure. Some, you know, obviously I'm turning auto exposure off on them. We want to try and keep it from bouncing up and down, and the autofocus I hopefully remembered to turn off on this one. I don't know, but I would like ideally 2 of those, and then 1 of the Logitech C922Es. The main purpose is for the podcast and doing background removal. There's a program that should do it. However, I can't do it yet. That's a whole nother technical issue with my computer over there. Just a way technical issue. Basically, I have a budget processor. What is it, Intel Pentium? It's either a Pentium or Celeron G4560. When it came out, it was a $60 processor that it had hyper-threading, so it's essentially a dual-core processor. Basically a quad-core. You got 2 cores, 2 cores, 4 threads. I don't know how to say it properly. I'm a little lost, but it's a dual-core with hyper-threading, so essentially a quad-core. $60 a steal. I don't want to say it was the first of its kind, but it was either I think a Pentium or Celeron on the level of an i3, 6th gen Intel. So Good processor for $60 nonetheless, but that computer over there, if I want to use this camera, specifically get another Logitech C920 or buy one of the, I think, $79, $89 Logitech C922, C922E. I'm not sure the designation, but I know it's 80 bucks, I believe. If I want to use those and use the software Chroma Cam, basically doing a green screen thing so I can put whatever background in or remove the background for the podcast so it looks a little different than these live streams that I do. That processor is not going to work. The one over there in my computer, it doesn't have the AVX or AVX2 instruction set. You don't get that until you get up to a Core i3 level. And even with the newer processors, Intel has not and will not be making any plans, as far as I've read or know of, to add the AVX or AVX2 instruction set to the processor. So therefore, no Chroma Cam. You can't even attempt to install it on this computer, or if it did install, it won't work. It crashes. I forget what happened. So, new camera today, people. Logitech C920. I'm gonna get another one if this one fares well. I don't have to set up and tear down a $1,000 camera every day, although I do like the look of this, and ideally, if we can get this little project funding itself, hey, we may have 2 more of these, or 3 little Sony Sony Alpha series cameras running the stream. So, other than that, it has been a hectic week. Had the 2-year anniversary for being married yesterday. Went out to eat with the wife, and then also, just a mess. We got some stuff out of here, as you can see by looking at the bench. We do have something rather interesting here, and to diagnose it on live stream, I'm going to have to mock up some kind of desktop. I could throw it in mine, but for testing this thing, throwing it in the actual computer we're streaming with, unless I can move the streaming operation over to my laptop, then maybe we could do it that way. Put the streaming operation on the laptop and put this in my actual little small form factor desktop. So, issues with this thing are it blue screens on the driver install, even on the clean boot. The guy is suspecting a hardware failure. I would say if that is the problem, he's right. However, looking at this card and knowing that it is, excuse me, knowing that this card is, a 780, I believe, GTX 780, yes, I think there is a driver problem with the most recent driver for this, and he needs to go back to an older driver revision, and that may stop the blue screening. I don't know if it was the 780. I know there is an NVIDIA card that did that was a higher end card like this. So, I want to do a size comparison too. And I'm not ragging on anybody's hardware or any recommendations people may have got or anything of the sort. However, I do, just give me a second here to grab some stuff. If you're going to go ahead and spend 150 bucks or on a graphics card, that's fine. It's going to give you a little entry-level card. Okay. You're going to end up getting, let's zoom this in a little, you will end up getting something along the lines, wow, I really have nowhere to set stuff. I've run out of room. So like 100, I think 150 bucks, 149, maybe 139 if you catch it on sale. I think regularly 149, 150. This is a GTX 1050 that happened to get some liquid damage to it, and it did short out and blow a few of the capacitors off the motherboard. This is a little Zotac GTX 1050. Am I saying that right? GTX 1050 2 gig card. Not a bad card. Entry level for being able to play some AAA titles, possibly on low settings, like everything at low, and anti-aliasing maybe turned off. I don't know. I've never gamed with one of these. Here is an older budget card. This is an NVIDIA EN210 Silent. This one, I don't even think this may have been like $100, maybe closer to the 50 to 75 range for these. I can't remember the price on them. But, you know, what it did do was did give you some different options. We have the additional VGA port not installed right now. But you can unplug that and take VGA out or leave it on. You have a VGA connection, HDMI, and DVI. Similar connections here. No VGA though. DisplayPort, HDMI, and DVI. And it's not a DVI dual link, just DVI. However, when you're looking at graphics cards like those, and you compare it to something like this, this thing is literally bigger than both of those. So when you do take and spend some money, $500, $600, $700 or more, depending on when and where you buy your graphics card and the timing, if it was during the Bitcoin mining rage, you know, you're getting a little bit different of a product. I don't know that anybody can tell the difference when you're looking at these online. Oh, that is almost the get it. That's the be aware that it's almost time to go alarm, and I have one more which is turned off today. So anybody interested in gaming on PC, and if you see that $150 card that says it will game on low settings by some people, be aware that you may be getting something like this. You may get something that's a little more full size. This is for a low profile case, like actually a case like this, a skinny Dell Optiplex or an HP Slimline, one of those cases where it's not very wide. You can see, no, not with this bracket, of course. This is a full-size desktop bracket for going in a full-size tower, but they do make low-profile brackets for these that will 100% let your card plug in inside that thing and then work in there. So you can upgrade. If you have a tower like that, upgrade it. You may spend $150, $200 and get a card that is, you know, a little longer but full width like this one. So basically you'd be looking these are both dead, these two little ones. You would be looking at a card that is, well, roughly that size, something about like that. And those are good too. They're just basically one of these in a different form factor. They may be slightly more powerful, have a higher clock speed, and run your games a little better with some additional features turned on, but still generally on low, maybe some settings for mid for gaming. But when you jump up to one of the bigger ones, you're getting quite a bit more performance, and you're also spending a lot more money. So yeah, I just wanted to do that. I don't know that when people are looking at these products online that they can tell that there is a difference in size, and you may see, oh, it's got 2 fans in the bracket. Okay, well, and this one's got 2 fans in the bracket. Maybe that one there just has a bigger bracket. No, you know, for people that don't build computers, don't understand hardware, there is a difference, an extreme difference from $150 to a 780. I'm going to say $679, maybe $700. That's guessing out of the top of my head. I don't know the prices of graphics cards currently. So, but you're talking hundreds of dollars versus a little over 100. There is a difference. I mean, and bigger isn't always better. In this case, bigger is better. But both phenomenal products. To give your computer a great performance increase for $150, GTX 1050, you couldn't go wrong. And I think they make the 1050 Ti is the one that is about this size. I'm not saying they make a 1050, they don't make a 1050 Ti in this size. Maybe they do, I don't know. But yeah, there's your size comparison. So that is that hardware. What happened there? Oh, nobody knows. Okay, So that was just a little quick open hours thing for the day. We're going to try and get a mock-up diagnosis tomorrow. Is the card faulty? I'm not so sure. Is it a driver revision? Maybe. I do remember reading about it not too long ago. Is this the card? I don't know. We're going to find that out tomorrow. Possibly later tonight, but I'm going to say I'm probably not going to have time tonight to get a desktop set up or some kind of test bench for testing this card. You know, getting a test bench for that setup is going to be, yeah, slightly more difficult than just the time I would have tonight. It would take a little more time. So expect that tomorrow. For in a train wreck, it will be. Oh. 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 All right, people. Give me 1 second here. Okay, so the boss called in. I guess just to say hi on this Thursday edition of Open Hours. So, graphics card tomorrow. We have the mega porn machine. the mega porn machine. No, we're not showing the porn, but we're going to get it cleaned up and get it out of here. A suspected bad Wi-Fi card. Is that the case? We don't know. All this coming up. This one's about done and leaving, so yeah. And we will get to all this tomorrow. So everybody have a good day. Thank you for tuning in. If you did, clicking on that link, please think about going to my YouTube channel. Subscribing. You know, all it takes is literally a Gmail account or any Google account. If you're on your Android phone or iOS and you have a Google account, it's easy to subscribe. You will be notified when I do new live streams or happen to actually get the time to record video and edit it and upload. Thanks again for watching. So tune in tomorrow for the Friday train wreck, and we will see what we can do about this crazy hardware. The crazy hardware, the porn machine, and the Wi-Fi card. Thanks again. I do appreciate it. I will see everyone tomorrow. Have a good Thursday evening.